I'm sure I'm not the only one who feel this way, that artists are lonely people. And not lonely because they don't have people surrounded by them, but lonely because there are very less people around them who truly understands what they are going through. So as I doodle and draw, I want to share some of that thoughts with you today. But first, I'm very excited to show you this new sketchbook. To do these drawings, you need a sketchbook. I'm using this one. It's more like a journal, but I'm going to be using it as a sketchbook. I'm excited to show you the paper here. The paper is not normal white paper. It is a grid paper. That actually is why I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how the sketches will turn out in a grid paper. It's not a premium sketchbook, so the paper's GSM or the thickness is not there, but I still think it's very like thick. So I'm very excited. First I will use ink dip pen. I had this one for a while but didn't really use it. But once I started to use it, it is so good. I'm kind of a fan right now. And I always do my sketches as much as I can with this pen. So you dip it and you will get ink, and then you can go all over it. You can go a lot until it runs out. Only problem that I face with this dip pen, that it's a messy medium. I like to take my sketchbooks with me, but I cannot take it. First of all, it's a very messy medium. It bleeds. Like if it gets in my hand will get messy like real quick, which I don't really like. And the second thing with this glass dip pen is it's glass, so it's very, very fragile. I just don't want to risk taking it along with me and potentially breaking it. It would break my heart if I break this. So it's a tricky medium to take with you while you sketch, but if you're just doing it in your desk, it's fine. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to draw, take my time to do some doodles. So this one is perfect. First I'm going to do some warm up and ink them and kind of check this sketchbook out, and then maybe I go and do some other shading. I quickly sketched this. I will rely on this sketch very loosely. So if it looks really messy right now, that's the whole point. Like I'm not going to follow this whole sketch. By the way, you will get these photos where I'm drawing these studies from. You can get these photos below on the description. I have put links in case you want to draw these too. These are just studies, okay? So I'm not intended to make any changes. Also not taking it too seriously. As I do these doodles and these drawings, I wanted to share something that's been going on inside my mind for a while. I want to share this belief that I have about art and their creators. I believe that artists are lonely people. Now I'm getting a little distracted with the sketch, so I'm erasing. I don't know why I decided to talk about this. Maybe because I'm sick and I'm not in my right mind right now, but I truly believe that artists are lonely people. And not lonely because of lack of people around them. I have been very fortunate enough to have a lot of people around me, my family, friends, who love me for who I am and accept me for being an artist and being that weird person who draws all the time. Other than that, truly believe that artists always feel kind of lonely. And I feel it because in artist life, there will be a lot of people who admire what they have created. There will be a lot of praises about the use of colors or maybe the technique that they have used. But the moment you start to talk about why and the reasons behind why you made what you made, the scrambled thoughts and the feelings that you try to put in the paper or the canvas, the moment you start to tell the reasons why you make what you make, you lost their interest. Because it's most of the time it's really boring for a non-artist, and I feel it more right now because a lot of the time there is no bigger meaning why we make art. Sometimes it's a silly reason why we make something. Sometimes it's just a paper, I want to try out the paper, and that's why I made these drawings. I actually picked those references randomly and I started to make an art. And I fear the judgment of others. Like when I will tell them what the reason behind why I made it, they will feel like, oh, this is a very silly reason to make an art. Because I believe that a non-artist will not like all of these things. Like maybe they will like it, but most of the time they find it boring. But not for us. We find it really interesting to know, to sit with art, to know art, and like talk about art. I will tell you a little story here. I still remember one of my non-artist friend once asked me to join one of my classes that I teach, and it was going on online. So I sent them a link, and they joined. And the class was about something about portraits, and I was teaching, maybe demonstrating, drawing face and anatomy, facial anatomy. And it was fun, really fun class. Like all the participants that were there, they're having a good time. It was a 1 to 2 hour long class, so it was really big class, live, and it was really fun for us. But 15 minutes in, my friend who was, entered the Zoom class left. After 15 minutes, completely left. Just left without saying anything. And later they told me that it was so boring that they felt asleep. But for me it was so fun. It was like I was teaching, but it was really fun, and I know that the participants were also like enjoying it because they were like asking me questions, they were drawing, we are drawing and talking about art, so it was really really fun for me. Okay, one is done. I want to do some more warm up over here. Same thing up front of you. I often see myself kind of shrinking, trying to fit in, trying to be normal when I'm around people. This year I went on a vacation and I decided to draw every day. So I took a sketchbook with me. And it was a family vacation, which means surrounded by lots of people, activities were planned, and we are supposed to go see some things and just take some photos. Nobody was drawing, so when I started to draw, I made sure that I quickly draw and take less time. Almost like I didn't want to annoy people. Now I have this one, so I'll blob it. Excess. It's not their fault that I'm not very fast at drawing things. Like I wanted to spend more time there, like sit and draw and kind of like see things and draw the things, but I couldn't. So as an artist in my real world, I kind of always try to be normal. That's what my experience has been. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. There must be a lot of people out there who wants to draw, but their environment doesn't allow them to express themselves in the fullest. And there must be a lot of people who shrink themselves because of others, because they want to fit in and look normal. And when I'm surrounded by people, but I still feel lonely, I don't really blame others. Like, it's not their fault. I'm sure they have other interests that they are genuinely interested about. They have hobbies, like not art, maybe, but some other hobbies. And for them, this might be very boring. Warm up is done, and you can see a little bit like slightly bleeding, just because this ink is like a little bit blobby. Like you make stops, more stops. If I would have used something like these ones, brush pen type of ink, or any kind of like where the ink is mm, like very consistent in everywhere, the I don't think the bleed would be so much visible. Now I will render one of these sketches here with pencil, like these ones, and like mechanical pencil, the way I like to render a shade. So yeah, which one should I take? This one only. I will take this one. I think the sketch looks really good. Imagine now, for instance, it's been a while since I've been talking and kind of doodling and drawing in this video, right? And if you're still here, please tell me who you are. Comment still here with your favorite emoji, because you are an artist and I would love to say hi to you. I can't imagine anybody who is watching till now for such a long time, and you are not an artist, because that will be a torture, real torture for a non artist to sit for such a long time listening to someone about art and watching this process. Currently, everything is so fast paced. Play spaces right now, everything is so fast moving. And everybody wants to see the results, and nobody really cares about process anymore. The little lines that I have to make, the erasing that I have to do, and the stops and the pauses that you are taking in between the art, because you're thinking where I should make the next mark on the paper. But for an artist, it is amazing to see that process. When I see somebody going through this little pauses, and I kind of feel validated in some way. I am very sure I'm not explaining it well. I'm not very good with words, and I'm also on medication, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But this is what I've been feeling right now. Artists need a place where they can talk and share their art and share whatever silly reasons why they make something. So that's the whole point of this club that I actually made. So I want to introduce you to Drawing Club. It's an online art club. Join for an hour long live class where we draw almost every month. There will be inspirations and notes, references and notes provided to you. I wanted to make this club especially to share art. You can also share whatever art you are making and share its stories, like why you made it, what sparked the inspiration for you to make it. It doesn't have to be, a very big meaning all the time. It can be silly meaning as well. You love cats, so you drew cat. That's fine too. And I all the time like this type of silly reasons about art, so I made a club group. It's called Drawing Club Group, and it's a chat group. You can send your artwork, and my intent is to make it safer for other people, other artists. And you don't have to be, this club is not just for elite artists, like artists with skills. No, it's for anyone, anybody who loves to make stuff. You don't have to have like good skills to show up there. That's one of the biggest problem actually I used to face as a beginner artist. I didn't have that skills yet to share it, on a platform like Instagram or something. But I also wanted to talk about my art when I made them, so it was really hard for me to find a place where I can share my art. It's very new, so I'm open for suggestions. Tell me how I can make it better. By the way, I have not been drawing for past 2 weeks because I was really sick, and I am sick. I'm still sick. I'm still weak. My energy is not there yet. And I want to apologize for any sniffs and heavy breathing in this video because there might be some of them. Okay, it's still a little bit left here. I have to shade more things in here. I want to shade more things before I call this sketch done. But I also hope this video didn't get too long, because I know it will get a little bit longer, because I've been drawing for 40 minutes at least. I wanted to make this video like a introduction to drawing club, and this is how the video is going to be. It's going to be very informal and every time longer. I'm not sure if I have talked about this, but if you want to see what I'm looking at in drawing, I'm relying on this sketch, but there is a reference image that I took from. I will put a link down on the description. It's going to be a Patreon free public post, so you can go and download it. If you want to use the references and draw along with me in the session, you can do so. This one is not live. I did not make it live, but the other ones will be in live, so they will be very casual, not edited at all.